What's going on, everybody? It's your guy, DP Darren Price, coming to you with some quick thoughts for the day. It's June 2nd, right? 2023. We made it thus far. This is the day and every day that the Lord has made, so we should be glad in it. But I just want to let y'all know something. You know, things are what seems to be at an all-time high. Stupidity, ignorance, hate, violence. It seems like people are out here purging now, right? You remember that movie Purge? They had like 7 versions of it. I mean, it's always a reality. You know, movies and shows, they always have a piece of reality, and especially movies about the future and things that could happen. But you look around the world today, it seems like people are purging, like they're just taking their frustrations out on people with guns, knives, their hands. People just doing whatever they think that they can do and whatever they want to do. You can. But there's repercussions, and people focus on the decision instead of the repercussions of the decision, the results. And that's where we get it mixed up at. So we have to live in this mindset of, at least for me, is Jeremiah 29:11, that God has great plans for us to prosper us. And he also states to us in the scripture that he will bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. But he also says in the scripture that faith without works is dead. But he also says that you shouldn't be haughty and you shouldn't have pride. Pride becomes before a fall. All those things are in the Bible. People say, oh, I don't want to read the Bible because it's religious. And it's really not religious. It's a book that has religion in it. It's a book that has science in it. It's a book that has truth in it. It's a book that has wisdom in it. It's a book that has death in it. It's a book that has birth in it. It's a book about everything. And that's what you can't be afraid of and feel like, oh, well, if I read it, I can't, certain people ain't going to associate with me. So what? Who cares? Think about it in real life. Jesus sat down at the table at the Last Supper, and he already knew that one person was going to betray him out of the 12. And you think about the 12 disciples that he recruited, none of them were religious. You see, this is what y'all got to understand. See, people don't know that. But it's in the word. You got to understand that people. He chose the people that were not religious, and I'm telling you that because it's true. So we get caught up in these religions and politics and all these other things. There's even politics in the Bible, but you got to think it through and do the right thing, because what you do to somebody is gonna come back around. When you do a good to somebody, goodness will come back to you. You're doing evil to somebody, evil will come back to you. Especially if you're doing things intentionally to hurt people, to hurt somebody, to tear them down while you try to build yourself up, it's not going to last long. You're not going to prosper. Guarantee. You may get some of the things that you think that you want and deserve, but there's a way to get those things. But if you're doing it and you're stepping on people, you're putting them down with your words, you're beating them down with your hands, you're stealing from them, you're stealing moments from them, you're holding them back, you're lying, you're cheating, you're stealing, all that's going to come back to you because you're self-serving. And we shouldn't be self-serving, because that means you're not imitating Christ's humility in Philippians 2:4, which it says that we should not only look out for the interests of ourselves, but also the interests of others. So if we're not taking that mindset and approach when we're trying to open a business, when we're trying to go to work, when we're not taking those things into interest and advisement, then we'll always be unhappy, we'll always be angry, we'll never get where we really are supposed to be. And we keep saying, I don't need God, because y'all think he's a religion. God is not a religion. Man made all these religions: Baptist, Catholic, Methodist, whatever you want to call it, Mormon, all them things. It's trash. Believe what you want to believe. But I'm telling you, God is not a religion, and he is not to be mocked. So stop using God and let God use you. What am I talking about? You can't sit there and quote the scriptures and treat somebody bad and go home and beat your family. You can't treat somebody bad and lie to them and continuously lie as a pattern and then expect somebody to trust you and believe you. You can't sit here and come out here every day and do evil and just say, oh, God's on my side. That ain't how it works. You can't sit here and knowing that you're manipulating things and people and think that you really and truly gonna be blessed. So yeah, you might attain and achieve some of the things that, you know, you get that's considered to be successful. But how did you get them? Because the enemy, Satan, he can promise you and give you the same things that God has promised and offered you as well. But it's your soul that you're going to have to deal with. It's the consequences that you're going to have to deal with as far as how you go about getting them. So watch the words that you speak, because if it's negative, that's what you're going to feel like. That's what you're going to think about. But whatever's coming out of your mouth is inside of your spirit. However you treat somebody is what's inside of you. So it's a good spirit and an evil spirit. God is not a God of confusion. He doesn't lie. So when you say, I'm being honest, and you're really lying, and you sitting out here fronting in front of people like, oh, I'm the truth, I always tell the truth. You know, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm treating everybody like they're supposed to be treated, my family, my husband, my kids, my job. And underneath the surface, behind the doors, you're really not. You're not giving any honor to God if you're lying, cheating, and stealing and manipulating. You're not. So whatever you get, it will be taken from you. Whatever you get, you will not be able to maintain it. Because God doesn't allow that for you to keep it. But you will reap what you sow, right? So what fruit, what seeds are you planting? And it's unfortunate that it'll be passed down to generations if you don't get your spirit right, get your mind right. Because you only got that much time left. You don't think so? But we made it thus far, correct. But crime has no address. And the end of days is already here. You just got to look around and see it. Be conscious, prepare your mind, your spirit, and your heart. Because people are tearing each other down. Betrayal is upon us like no other. And the people that betray you the most are the people that know you. Who are those? Your family and your friends and your co-workers, people that you hang around and grew up with. And you got to make a decision to separate, because they will kill you physically, mentally, and spiritually. And in so many different ways. You got to separate that nonsense. Be okay with making a decision. Be okay with making a decision. You know, it's like, oh, I read the Bible all the time. Okay, but do you let it get into you? Do you let the Bible read you? Do you let it resonate in your spirit? How do we know that you really have God in your heart? It's the way you talk to people. It's the way you treat people. It's what you do from day to day behind closed doors. It's called character and integrity. So you got to think that through and quit being fake, because people know. If nobody knows, God knows what you're doing. So believe that. And other people know that have discernment. They know what you're doing. They know you're not being honest. If you're not being honest, they know that you're continuously cheating if you're cheating. They know that you're stealing if you're stealing. They know that you're manipulating them if you're manipulative. But the problem is people don't want to get help. They rather be okay with that because they're comfortable in their sin, which is not okay, because it would destroy a kingdom, including themselves. So you got to be conscious of that and be focused and conscious of the people around you. And it might be the people you love the most that are just tearing you down left and right. You have to set boundaries. You have to make decisions. And it might be hurtful, harmful, but it might be better off in the long run, and you never know until you make that decision. So I'm coming to drop that on you because I was thinking about these people who talk, I got this old Bible that my grandparents gave to me, or my dad or my mom, or it's been passed down for generations, and you more happy about the Bible because it was passed down to you from generation to generation and who gave it to you than actually what's in it. Because a lot of people had these old Bibles around, you know, and they've been passed down and all that. And it's great to celebrate, you know what I mean? But if you never read it and you're more happy about actually having it instead of even taking the opportunity to read it, and then let alone actually try to live it out, you're more happy about just having it, that says a whole lot about you on the inside. That's pride. That's the wrong kind of pride. So I love y'all anyway, on purpose, not by accident. The time is short. Get it right. I'm running out. God bless you. I love you. Peace.